Hey, what's going on there, fellas? It is an absolute beautiful day, and I hopefully you're doing well on this Friday. It is Friday. The weather out there is absolutely outstanding, and we've got the weekend ahead of us just to sit on back, relax, and have ourselves a good time and enjoy our sports and enjoy our sports betting at well. Yeah. Even though we are having a rough week, it is a beautiful, beautiful day, and I'm so looking forward to hanging out with you guys. Let's go ahead and throw up that recap from yesterday, see how it all unfolded, and then we'll talk some soccer. We'll, of course, talk some baseball live at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on the Payoff pitch with the Hockey Squirrel and Dice. As you can see yesterday, we went 2-2. We got juiced out. That's why we lost a little money. Cubs F5 team total over 2.5 runs. Patrick Corbin dialed it back to his old days where he was just unhittable. That's right. He only gave up one hit through 5 innings. Shit, didn't see that one coming up against a Cubs team versus left-handed pitching. So tip your cap to Patrick Corbin. He certainly did a good job. Pirates and Rays, F5 over. Just didn't get any help out of those Pirates, and the Rays obviously didn't quite do enough, but even if, they weren't going to probably cover that on their own, you needed the Pirates to come along, and they couldn't quite get it done. So dropped those 2 plays, but then rebounded nicely, got 2 wins. You picked up that Angels-Cardinals F5 over, which cashed in the second inning, as that was 4-2 at the completion of 2 innings. So love to see a nice, easy cash right there. And then the other play was absolutely easy as well. Lazardo over 4.5 hits allowed. I think that hit in the 3rd inning as he got 5 hits. I think overall he got up there around 6, 7 or so around there. Easy way. Easy wins. Love to see that right there. Down on the day, down on the week. And I was thinking about being down on the week, thinking on Monday we lost 3 units to a bullshit NASCAR race. And on Tuesday we lost 5 units to the Twins-White Sox games. Now you can't take those away. Those are bets you put in. And unfortunately the sportsbooks has our money. That's 8 units right there. We're down 6 units. You can do the math. If you don't make those plays, you're positive on the week. Well, we've got 2 units to the good to the week, so we're still doing good. The process is absolutely fine. Just got tripped up by a NASCAR race in 1 baseball game. It's going to happen, so love it. Love it. We're sitting beautiful, boys. It's a beautiful day. Love the MLB slate. This is one of those days where if you truly are, up in the good, and maybe you can risk it a little bit because maybe you're sitting, instead of being down 6 units, let's say you're up 6 units, you could take some of those leans and you could stretch them into plays. I didn't do that today because we're not 6 units to the good, we're 6 units to the bad. But this is a really great, fantastic MLB slate, and I can't wait to talk about it with you guys on the Payoff pitch. Good opportunities to help you guys put some money in your pocket today. So let's hop on in that comment section, see what you guys are up to on a great Friday. And again, I hope you guys are doing well because it is a beautiful morning. Good morning, Ross. Hope that Colorado air, that Colorado beautiful weather is treating you well. We've got just fantastic weather here in Chicago today. And the 7-day forecast, looks like a thing of beauty here in Chicago. Maybe we've gotten up out of winter and we're getting into, you'd say spring, but spring doesn't hang around Chicago that long. You get like 2 weeks of spring and it just jumps right into summer, which is fine by me. I come from the Southeast, lived my whole life down there. It cannot get too hot for me. I absolutely love the heat. So hope you're doing good there, Ross. Hope you're doing well. What's up, Lewis? What's up, man? How's it going, man? Stupid Cubs. You had the money line. Yeah, they get walked off there by the Nationals. Tough one, yeah. A man hit that walk-off home run. 5 units on the Detroit Tigers. Let's go. I will tell, everybody knows that bet is not a reach by any stretch. Everybody knows the Tigers. Everybody knows, hell, we just put 2 units on the Tigers, what was that, Wednesday, and we got a good 2-unit cash. Is putting 5 units on it today maybe a stretch? Maybe. The play's not a stretch by any stretch of the imagination. But maybe putting 5 units on it, maybe you could question that. But yeah, I'm trying to dig up out of a goddamn hole. This is an absolute dream matchup here, obviously, against left-handed pitching. I'm not going to let it go. Maybe this is the thing that can lift us up out of there to go along with the excellent other plays that we've got on today's card. So let's go, Tigers. Do you also like them cashing over 3.5 team total? Sure. Your Cardinals bullpen is shit. There's nothing to be scared of when that Cardinals bullpen takes over if they haven't gotten there. Now, they're not going to realistically they could get 4 runs off Montgomery. I don't think they quite get 4 off Montgomery, but they didn't stop with Lucchesi. When they gave us that good first inning 2-unit cash on Wednesday, they got 3 runs in that first inning. They tacked on a couple more before he exited the game. Hell, they ended up winning that game outright as well to go along with that. So, yeah, that Cardinals bullpen is bad. That's actually one of my underdogs today because obviously they've got the hitting advantage early and often. And then when that bullpen comes in for the Cardinals, there's not going to be much relief from that bullpen. So over a 3.5 team total, yeah, that's good. It's good. You're actually up 6 units. You ain't shared any plays with me, dog. Why you ain't shared any plays with me? Like I said, it's not all doom and gloom over here. You raced the NASCAR race, which I am still venting about Kyle Busch and Ross Chastain. That's still... I was talking to a buddy the other day on the phone, and I just don't understand Kyle Busch speeding on pit road in trick or just shake his goddamn head. That was such a boneheaded mistake right there. So boneheaded mistake. So, yeah, that's why I know the process is still fine. It's one baseball game and a bullshit NASCAR race. So 95 tomorrow and sunny here in Kansas. Love to see that, Fish. Love to see that Kansas is got some nice weather. You actually got the NASCAR race in Kansas this weekend at the Kansas Motor Speedway. I didn't even spend a second looking. Am I going to bet NASCAR this weekend? Nah. I didn't even look at NASCAR. I'm so irritated with Chastain and Busch still. Here's Corey. What's up, Corey? What's up, my man? Hey, was at a nice baseball game last night. If you're wondering, the over hit, and the over hit easily. Although it looks like if you took the under, you got a little screwed. You got some late inning BS runs off the bullpen to go ahead and hit that over. But that's why they play all 9 innings, and you got to factor in the bullpen when you handicap those games. So nice job there, Corey, taking that over. Hopefully your boys contributed to that over. I'm sure they did. All right, let's somebody correctly called me out yesterday on Twitter and said, hey man, I watched between the posts and you didn't talk about City first half corners at all. He's like, you did talk about your Tottenham game and your Forest game, but you didn't talk about City corners. So by all means, I actually did. I guess I did forget. Let me tell you why I like City on the corners. You got Sam Allardyce. He took over against Leeds. All this guy does is come in and help teams avoid relegation. He is going to do exactly what West Ham did. Now, West Ham had a perfect game plan. They just were unfortunate that they gave up a free kick early in the second half, and City just hit a beautiful free kick play. I mean, that game could have gone 0-0 for much longer. But obviously, once West Ham gives up a goal, now you kind of got to open up a little bit, and then City gets 2 more goals, obviously. But Sam Allardyce is going to do what West Ham does, but he's going to do it better because this is what this guy does. He's always in relegation fights. That being said, Leeds isn't going to sniff the goddamn goal in the first half. There's no chance they're going to even barely cross half field. They're going to get 0 corners in the first half, just like West Ham got 0 corners in the first half. Because that's the strategy to try and get some result out of City, is just to frustrate them, pack it in, and do exactly what West Ham did. I mean, the first half, yes, City had a couple chances. One went off the post there by Rodri. But most of that first half, there weren't really all that really great chances there by City. So expect Leeds to do the exact same thing. Expect Leeds to have 0 first half corners, exactly like West Ham did. And City got 4 against West Ham. If we get 2, we get a push. If it goes, 2-0, and then obviously 3+ with, Leeds staying at 0 is obviously a cash. So you just know what you're going to get from Sam Allardyce, from who he is, from how to, get results up against City. I love it right there. Absolutely love it right there. The only bet that I haven't put on this that I need to bet it, and then I'll tweet it, is I haven't taken the over yet in Fulham Leicester. I simply forgot about it. I was looking through my notes. I had it circled, in my notes, but between the posts, I just haven't bet it and forgot it. Or hell, I'll just bet it right now. I know the best price is over on Bet Rivers. Let me see if that is. What they put in your coffee this morning. I just, just try not to let the -6 units creep into I was down yesterday, mentally. I'm not gonna lie, I was down mentally, just staring at the -6 units and just. But then when you think about it, like I said, 1 NASCAR race, 1 baseball game. I'm not gonna let 2 unfortunate events, keep me down. I feel good. We've had a good week. Otherwise, we'd be in the green. Process-wise is completely fine. I'm actually going to the casino as soon as this show's over. I'm rolling out to Rivers Casino for a hot minute. Yeah, let me see what this over is. On it, -120. Bet it. Bam. Best price, Barstool / Bet Rivers. throw that up on the screen. I'll add that one to her. Yeah, I'll add that one to it. Here, hold on a second. Let's scroll down here for a second. Let's do Fulham is taking on Leicester over 2.5. What they put in that coffee? Nothing. Just as I said the other day, even though I'm down money, I'm always a happy, generally positive guy. Yesterday was a little rough. I was feeling it. And then when people IM you and they just give you hate, it's just like, I'm well aware, dude. I'm losing money too. Like, I don't need you telling me that you lost money. I'm quite aware of I lost money too. So you're parlaying the Braves and the Rays today isn't bad at all. Rays for sure. I think they're now 17-2 at home this season at Tropicana Field. There's nothing to be worried about with the Rays at all. So love that right there. And Braves taking on the Orioles. There's a touch of a concern there with the Orioles. Actually, they smoke left-handed pitching. Touch of a concern with the Braves. I kind of like the over in that matchup a little bit more. I think the Orioles can keep up with what the Braves can do from a hitting standpoint. I don't think the Braves winning the game is as straightforward as it looks. The Orioles can hang. They're going to hang some runs on Max Fried. That being said, as you saw on Twitter, I took under on his strikeouts because Max Fried is really good, and I'll talk about on the payoff base, at inducing weak contact and limiting the damage. I mean, the guy will give him some hits, but then that soft contact that he gets people to induce, I hear you. Maybe he does keep the game low scoring because Fried is really good. There's no denying how good Fried is. Detroit's going to bring home the bacon today. God, I believe it. I need it, and I believe it. The numbers are there. I'm comfortable living with that result, however it unfolds. Obviously, hopefully it unfolds with putting money in everybody's pocket. You also put a unit on Detroit plus 1.5 versus the horrible Cardinals. That is well said in terms of the horrible Cardinals. I know the money line's like plus 190. Hell, you can get plus 1.5 at minus 110. Yeah. Sign me up. I didn't bet it because obviously I've already got a lot of money on that F5, but yeah, well within your right. Horrible Cardinals team, as you said. All right, that's how we're going to do it, fellas. We've got 4 soccer plays to go ahead. One of those is on Monday, so I guess 3 over the course of the weekend. I'm going to add to it. I'm going to cash in enough points on Bet Rivers to give myself a $5 free bet. And the leans that I talk about on Between the Posts, I'm going to drop those suckers in a $5 free bet. So I haven't put that together yet. I'll put that together some point this afternoon, maybe while I'm riding the subway back from the casino. And then I'll tweet that out at some point. But yeah, that's definitely going down. Absolutely going down. Hey, we got a squirrel. What's going on, squirrel? Does this guy know what he's talking about? Who's this guy? Me or who are you talking about? Who are you talking about, Squirrel? Squirrel, you want to hop on up in here early? It's the same link I give you every day. You already got it. Just scroll up in your chat. Hop on up in here. Let's go. Let's get Payoff Pitch started, baby. Let's go. You need the link? I need to blow my nose. I'll tell you that. Yes, sir. Got a tail. Love it. Tail on that Braves raves. It's good. It's good. The Braves could be sweaty, but if Fried does what he does and limits damage, which again, he is really good at limiting damage. If you look at the Orioles numbers, it screams an F5 team total in terms of like how I handicap and how I bet baseball. But that's what Fried does really good, and he excels at limiting damage. So I backed off the F5 team total. And obviously, as you can see on Twitter, I took the under on his strikeouts because to go along with how great they are at hitting left-handers, they just don't strike out. I know we got screwed with Yarbrough the other day with the Royals as he came out in the first inning and struck out the side. Then he ended the game with only 2 more strikeouts over the course of the next 3 innings. The Orioles just came out sloppy in that first inning and were just, I don't know what the hell they were doing. I wasn't watching the game. But then they settled down. They got their low strikeout rate over the course of the next 3 innings and just unfortunate. Well, otherwise we would have gotten a good cash on that one, but didn't happen. I think he's talking about me. I assume he's talking about me. It's definitely one of us, but I think he's talking about me. Get him on. Let's go. We got 4 minutes. Come on, Squirrel. Hop on up in here. Let's go. The people are ready. Everybody loves this baseball slate. It looks so damn good. Let me drop you the link there, Squirrel. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's a Beautiful day. Beautiful day. Squirrel just tweeted he grabbed Phillies at minus 141. Let's go. They're taking on the Boston Red Sox. He's also got over 9. He just tweeted in that Oakland Royals game. He's seeing 10 on other books. Love it. That's not what he said. Sorry, where's the... I was already somebody else. All right, there you go, Squirrel. Let me get my headphones. I got new headphones, too. My left side was broken. The wire there was broken. These just showed up on Amazon from yesterday. Exact same pair, just new and not damaged. Love it. Actually, I don't like the wire. I'm a journalism major, and I always got in trouble in class if you expose the wire. You can't expose the wire. Come on, Squirrel. Let's go. Let's get it. NRFI today is Houston, Seattle. Look at Ryan. You got my notes? Because that's my NRFI of the day. You got my notes? That is the NRFI of the day. I love where you're at, Ryan. Bonafide NRFI of the day. That's the one I'm talking about on the payoff pitch. That's the NRFI of the day. Absolutely love it. It's kind of hard to hear with the headphones on. I did put together a free bet. Here, I can go ahead and show it. It gives away a couple of my leans that I'll talk about on rapid fire. But here you go. And if you don't, and people always ask, like, how do you get so many free bets? BetMGM, I've talked about it once. You spend money on their platform and they give you free bets. They've got every single week, spend $50 in MLB and get a $20 free bet. This is this week's $20 free bet. And as you can see on the very bottom, Ryan, love where that head's at of yours, NRFI, in the Astros versus the Mariners game. I'm right there with you. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Absolutely right there with you. Squirrel, let's get this stuff down.
Hi. Yeah, get that stuff off me.
Hold on. What's up, man?
Hey.
Hey, dog.
How's it going? Hey.
We're just, I'm just, as you can tell, I'm clearly full of energy today, full of positivity. And,
yeah.
Yeah, what are you?
Man, I did a lot of breaking even yesterday is what I did. It was like I won, and then I lost. Then I won. And then I was like, yeah, I got a unit. And then I lost the unit. And then I was like, yeah, I won. And then I lost.
I had that too, because I think I suffered a loss, then a win, then a loss, then a win. 2 and 2, juiced out a little bit on the day. So, happens, obviously. More times than not, if you go 50-50, you're going to lose a touch of money. And that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
It's a touch of money. All right, I'm going to go ahead and throw this intro up. Let's just jump on into the show. Let's do it, man. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome on into the Friday edition. You know what? I tried to, Squirrel. I tried to go on Amazon and get me a Mexican hat for Cinco de Mayo, but I couldn't quite do it. Like, it wouldn't arrive on time. But it is Cinco de Mayo. Who's carving up some afternoon margaritas on a great Friday afternoon? Hope you guys are doing fantastic. He's the Hockey Squirrel. I'm, of course, Jason. We're here to break down what looks like a really good MLB slate. What's up there, Squirrel? Bet openly. Yes, we've got the link down in this video description, guys. The link is in this video description. You win more, you lose less. And it's not just like a myth or like, we're not just saying you win more and lose less. Like you
really do.
On that
After
website.
Yesterday's show. Oh, geez. Hello there.
Whoa,
Dropped
Squirrel.
everything. I got too excited about Bet Openly. It's great. No, man, it's not even remotely close to the books either. Like yesterday after that show, we went and I looked and actually got accepted the Kansas City Royals plus 175. The fact that they didn't win doesn't really matter. It was a roller coaster of a game, but still, the fact that I got that. The Oakland Athletics were plus 231 compared to, I think, 215 or 220 at the book. But seriously, you're getting a lot of value that's additional just for literally putting some money into a new book. It's all, very trustworthy. I've used it for a couple of years now, and the amount of money that they're saving over there is ridiculous. If you've seen on the homepage, just in the juice, so we're talking 9 cents per dollar, right? Because, off of standard juice is 10 cents, so they only charge 1% juice. Just in 9 cents per dollar, they've saved almost $4.5 million for bettors, just in juice over the lifetime of the operation, which is incredible. So there's all that. And they're moving into props. So the props I've seen are in prop contests. So you're going against a pool of other people. I don't know if they're expanding out to having like 1-to-1 prop contests, right? Like if I thought, I don't know, who's a pitcher today on the mound, like dude, I don't know, like Zach Wheeler or something, right? If he was gonna go over whatever, 5.5 strikeouts or something, and you thought he was gonna go under, like if we could go heads up on that, like that would be really, really cool. And I think that's coming. I don't know like exactly a date on that. I know they got a lot of things they're working on over there, but these are things that are in the works for Bet Openly.
Love it.
Other than that, yeah, dude, I have a couple of official bets for the day. A lot of things for me today graded out right pretty much where the price actually is. So I was kind of waiting for some market movement to either open up some value or something like that. And I tweeted out just before I hopped on the show here, I tweeted out that I took the Phillies. They dipped down to a minus 141 for just a short while. I have them at minus 168, and they were there when they opened and overnight. And today, for some reason, they dipped down. So I was trying to find information on, like, is somebody out? Is there something weird with the batting orders or whatnot? Didn't really see anything. So unless somebody knows something I don't, I think 141 is a great price. But we'll get to that.
Okay, yeah, we will certainly get to that. The only game we won't talk about is the Angels and the Rangers, because the Rangers haven't decided who the hell they're going to start today. Some websites say it's going to be Eovaldi. Some other websites say it's going to be Dane Dunning. So naturally, the books aren't giving you that price. But
not only that one, but there's also a starter, I think, or somebody who hasn't played. Oh, is it Santander, I think, for the Rockies? Hasn't played yet?
Oh, he's going to be talked about on today's show, and everybody who was a friend of this program last year remembers it, and I will certainly be bringing that up on today's show. Oh, yeah. Friend of the program, Antonio Senzatella. Let's jump right on into Around the Bases. We're going to take a couple
that's
games.
What it was.
We're going to break down these games for you. Should we both kick off with why we like the Reds? Because they're in my Around the Bases.
Yeah, absolutely. You go first, because mine's much shorter of an explanation, but this is something I gave out yesterday on Twitter. And I woke up today because there's two bets I gave out last night on Twitter, and the second bet is the one that just skyrocketed through the roof. So I'm very proud and happy of that one. But yeah, Tell me why you like the Reds. Because I know why I like it.
I'm not gonna talk about the price because I know you will. But this was a dog yesterday. Now they're a favorite today in the Reds. We picked them up at minus 104. They've got the better starter. They've got the better offense, and they've got the bullpen. Let's do run by the numbers. Hunter Green up against Lance Lynn. His ERA is better. His WHIP is better. His opponent's batting average is better, and his K per 9 is better. He does it all better than big old fatty Lance Lynn. So I love to take me some Hunter Green. What about the offense for his right-handed pitching? One is 281 versus 221 on that batting average. One's slugging 394, the other one's slugging 342. OPS is 742 up against 640, and one strikeout rate is 17.3 up against 24.5. It was the Reds who would do better in all four of those categories. Bullpen, we obviously know that the White Sox have a terrible bullpen. They're worse in ERA by about 3 runs. Their FIP is also worse by about 3. Their WHIP is worse. It's 1.64 for them up against 1.38 for the Reds. And opponent's batting average is 228 for the Reds versus 227 for the White Sox. Every single stat, you're hitting, your bullpen, your starting pitcher, there is nothing that the White Sox do better up against the Cincinnati Reds. Why were they a dog yesterday? I have no idea, but we grabbed them at minus 104. Now they are deservedly the favorites if you go look up the price right now. Give me the Reds at minus 104.
Yes. Minus 102 I got, FanDuel. So slightly better.
When I talked about it with you yesterday, I was waiting to see if they would become a dog because they were right there at minus 102.
You had said that.
And it just didn't quite happen. But I still got in at minus 104 before. Now it's flipped. Like I said, now they're the full-on favorite.
Yeah, so I do a general pricing of every game. So I write down my own odds and my own lines of what I've either modeled the game to be or whatever. This is obviously, again, if we have any new viewers, no opinion involved, no emotions or feeling. It's just raw stats and numbers. And that graded out the Cincinnati Reds to a minus 128. And I was seeing that I could get the best price at minus 102. So therefore, I went ahead and took it. I know you did wait. And generally, I've done it enough days in a row now where I wouldn't do that if it was something like an underdog, like if it was the other way, right? If it's a undervalued favorite, I have yet to see one that I price higher and then it doesn't go that way, if that makes sense. Like something major would pretty much have to happen.
Yeah, injury or
Like
something.
yesterday
Yeah.
with like where they sat Mike Trout, which was really sad that I closed minus 135 on the Cardinals, or I closed minus 170 after I bet minus 135, and they got murdered. It was like the third inning, and I was losing 2-10. As you just write those games off. But this is a game of volume, right? This is why I say you're not guaranteed to win one individual event. But if you were to close good by 35 cents on every single play that you ever made, you're guaranteed to win in the long run. You are. You can't possibly lose. So it's not a question of one game because the sample size is too low, the variance is too high. But you lower that variance over time by beating the closing line. So that's what we're trying to do here today, and we are doing that, and I think we'll continue to do that as we get closer to game time. I think the Reds will approach that 120 or 125 mark, but mostly it's just a data modeling thing. I also really like the over in that game, but for some weird reason I've been just very fussy about the price that I'm getting. I saw it, I think, open at 9, and it might be really juiced at 8.5 now, like 120, 125.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of just watching the line, I haven't felt like I had to bet it yet, but I probably will end up getting down on the over as well
Okay.
in that Cincinnati Reds game.
Love it. Love it. Let's talk about another game here. I want to talk about this Red Sox taking on the Phillies. It's a game that obviously you said you just tweeted a little while ago. How can I ignore what the Red Sox are doing? And they're asking me the FI team total at 1.5. So I went ahead and jumped on it. I guess technically I'm on the wrong side. I tweeted it out last night at minus 125. You can now pick it up at minus 115. But the Red Sox are just, they're too hot right now. I mean, they're the number one offense versus right-handers. They're number one in the batting average, number one in OPS, and number one in slugging. Way too hot. Then you want to add in a 15.9% K rate. They're not going to strike out against Zach Wheeler. They're going to be hitting the ball, and I believe it to find enough spots where they can scrape across 2 runs, in the first 5 innings. Again, you got Zach Wheeler on the mound. If you want to fade Zach Wheeler, he's never pitched over 6 innings this season. They have his outs prop at 18.5 with the juice heavy under on the under. But if you're looking for a parlay piece, even if, let's say, the Red Sox don't hit that F5 team total and we lose that bet, he's going to have to work to get through 6 innings in this offense. They're going to make him grind, and they're going to get that pitch count up. If you need a parlay piece, under 18.5 outs again is cashed in every single start. He's not going to go 6+ in this game. That is a great parlay piece. But obviously, I'm going to do the Red Sox F5 team total. Just too hot of an offense. I think they could scrape across a couple runs through the first 5 innings. So that's how I'll do that game. Do you want to talk about that one as well? Or do you want to talk about something else?
What was the Phillies? Yeah, this is, let's see. Yeah, I think if I talk about another game, I have one for the steal, and that's probably
Okay.
going to be my coming to a stretch. Is the Phillies? So,
All right, let's just shut up and pitch then.
no,
You
I'm
got
cool.
any
Yeah,
pitching
do the
props?
pitching probes. I was scoping out Peyton Battenfield of the Cleveland Guardians to go under his strikeout total against the Minnesota Twins today. It's under 4.5, plus 115. I'm seeing best line at Caesars, but it's definitely one that could happen, probably should happen. I was just looking over his game logs, and the most he's done has been, I think, 5 strikeouts over 6 innings. So it's a question also of how deep does he make it, and does he get hit by the Twins? But he's had some 2 to 4 inning games as well, where he's only gone 2 or 3 strikeouts. So I don't expect him to go particularly deep. I think the Twins are definitely worthy of getting him out of the game early. When you have the players that we have, Buxton, if he's hitting well, and he has been hitting well, at least as far as I've seen on my notifications, it's always Buxton has a solo homer or Buxton has a whatever solo shot, and I just keep seeing his name pop up. But I think we have a pretty decent team there, and The projections are certainly under 4.5. So it really comes down to how far he makes it in the game. But even if he's made it 6 innings once, it was 5. So I think it's a pretty decent look there for Peyton Battenfield under 4.5, and you're getting plus money again.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to take a couple guys to go under their strikeout prop as well at plus money. I want to go to that Orioles-Braves game and look at Max Fried under 5.5. I gave it out at plus 106. Hell, you can now find it at plus 120. So maybe, again, I'm on the wrong side of things. But this is a guy that stayed under in 3 of 4 starts so far this season. One of those was a little bit as a gift as he exited his season opener due to injury, but that's always the case, and that's always something you have on your side, obviously, when you take an under, so love that. The Orioles are just fantastic versus left-handers. They hit 298. Their OPS is 869, but they have a great strikeout rate at 16.2%. I know we took the under the other day there in Yarborough. He struck out the side the first inning and crashed the bed immediately, but then he didn't do much. He only got a couple of strikeouts the rest of his way in that game. So the Orioles settled down, and then they got into playing like their numbers are. They ended up hitting Yarborough extremely hard in that game. This is just too good of a lineup for us left-handers to ignore that. I was nervous with doing their F5 team total. I like Max Fried's ability to wiggle out of trouble and induce a lot of weak contact. So that's why I'm going to go after his strikeout prop at plus money at under 5.5 Ks. Another guy I want to go under that strikeout prop is Kyle Muller there of the Oakland Athletics. I'm going to do him under 3.5 Ks at plus 120. He's gone under in all starts. That being said, it was on the hook. He got to 3 in each of those starts. And then the one where he missed, he got to 5. But so it tells you it's going to be sweaty. He's going to be at 3. Hopefully he stays at 3, obviously. That's just what he's been doing. The Royals have a fantastic K percentage up against left-handers at 15.2%. Then you want to add in a batting average of 293, which is 7th best in the major leagues against left-handers. They have an absolute chance to chase him early. His ERA is 6.28, a 1.92 whip, and opponent's batting average of 339. The F5 team total scared me enough. I'll always take a good plus money bet at plus 120. So you've got a team that's not going to strike out, and they can hit him early and chase him. Yeah, give me Kyle Muller under 3.5 strikeouts. Another one for you, or should we just jump on into long shots?
I'm cool with long shots. Surprisingly, as much as I love my underdogs, I don't really have a ton of them today. I'm just gonna look over the market with you and my prices real quick and just see if I can spot anything that's kind of off at all. Speaking of the Oakland Athletics, I think that was one of them. I took a shot on them yesterday at the plus 231 or plus 220 something that I had. And for a bit they were leading, and you feel good early on when it's 3-2 and you got a plus 220 and you're like, oh, if they could actually, do this. Once again, though, it's that pitching, dude. It's not necessarily that they can't hit the ball. They get runs. It's just that bullpen is god awful, and you can see that just from a general overview of something as simple as looking at the ERA. That's exactly what it is. So, Kansas City is very overvalued to me today. If you could grab. Right now, I can take the Oakland Athletics at plus 145 at the Royals. I have them more plus 120. So something I would be interested in, again, despite their record and all that. I've had some comments, or I've had conversations even with people where how many times have you heard, like, people will choose the side that they're going to bet on based on the overall record of the team, and that really could not be further from how things should be done. Because that's not factoring odds. It's not saying, okay, you have this percentage of a chance. Like, based on records, we would know this team's most likely going to be an underdog, but how much of an underdog? What's the price? Because everything's for sale at the right price, correct? Most likely, you're willing to sell your house if someone is going to give you $100 million. It's not worth that. So yeah, you would take the money and go live somewhere else. Everything's pretty much for sale for a certain price. It's just the way that I play the game, is numerical and what's it worth. So Oakland there is one. Other than that, let's see. Detroit's right where they should be. Nationals are another team that are constantly mispriced. I told you this yesterday, right? I think I messaged you a little bit and said that the Diamondbacks seemed overvalued. Again, should be a favorite, not minus 180 favorite. Might come down to who's on the mound. Let's see. Merrill Kelly against what? Josiah Gray, would it be? Mm-hmm. Jay Gray. Yeah. So again, if you're getting plus 164, plus 163 on the Washington Nationals, that's a lot. Also, if you're into trends, we had looked at the Washington Nationals record. If you just blindly bet them because of these overvalued spots or the lack of respect to the Washington Nationals, it would be profitable if you just blindly bet the Washington Nationals all year. But particularly on the road, I think it would be, what was it, 10.5 units or something like that, six and a half, 9.5, something like that. It would be profitable though, from
Yeah.
whatever I told you yesterday. I don't quite remember, but I know on the road the Nationals are doing better. You'd have some crazy like 80% win rate on the run line, like the
Yeah,
plus 1.5.
these are the stats you gave me yesterday. So in all their games, they'd be up 3.82 units with a 12.3% return on your investment. But on the road, they're 7-6 with plus 6.78 units, and obviously they're in this spot today on the road. And their run line on the road, they're 11-2 covering the run line on the road. So yeah, everything you're
So it
saying.
tells you they're keeping those games close. So at the very least, if you took a money line, you can reasonably expect a pretty close game. Whatever the score may be, you're going to
Right.
be probably in there within a run or two. So it's certainly one that you can't hate too badly. And that means that they should be putting up runs. I think, without looking at the stats, I would think that would be maybe another bullpen issue or pitching issue that the Nationals would have, much like the Athletics. Um, but yeah, we'll say those two maybe for my dogs. Athletics and the Nationals today.
Okay, I thought it was a decent day for the dogs. See if I can go 4 in a row. That's right. I've hit my last 3 underdogs. I'm going to give you one, and then I'll give you a bonus later, and then I'll give you a couple honorable mentions. My bona fide dog of the day is those Red Sox taking on the Phillies. They get a massive bullpen advantage outside of FIP. That's the only thing that the Phillies bullpen is better at, but then it's only slightly better. Otherwise, ERA, WHIP, opponents, batting average, BABIP, the Red Sox are significantly better than that Phillies bullpen. The offense-wise is a lot better. We've already talked about that F5 team total. This is a Phillies team that is struggling right now versus left-handers. And while they're usually good, we talk about baseball, 162 games, there's ebbs and flows. This is why you can't look at season-long data, because they do go through these ebbs and
Yeah.
flows. And right now, they are absolutely struggling versus left-handers. They're hitting 196. They're only slugging 326. And their on-base percentage is only 229. And then you look at Chris Sale, and you remember what we did with him up against the Minnesota Twins. Previously to the Twins, he had been getting hit and been getting hit hard, but he's still racking up enough strikeouts, and his whiff rate is really good, strikeouts and whiff rate. And that gives me encouragement today that his whiff rate and his strikeout numbers still look pretty good. And then he goes up against this struggling Phillies team up against left-handers. So the hitting advantages is there. The bullpen advantages are there. Starting pitching, it can be a wash if Sale wants to replicate what he did up against the Minnesota Twins a couple weeks back. So I like it. I like the Boston Red Sox to continue their hot ways. That's my one bona fide underdog of the day, and I guess the underdog of the pick if I want to sit here on Monday and say I got 4 in a row. So I will say the Red Sox. Honorable mentions, though, does go to the Giants. I think they're in a great spot today at home against a Milwaukee Brewers team that cannot hit left-handers. Big, tall kid, Sean Manaea's on the mound there. It is up against Corbin Burns, so that is a touch scary. But the
I
Giants,
just saw Steam come in on the Giants, so that backs you as well. Just
okay,
before the show, I saw that price adjust, so
sweet. Yeah, the
that helps
Giants.
you.
Yeah, I love to hear that. Yeah, the Giants are a great dog today. The Astros are a great dog. I mean, the over-under there is 7. I'll get to these teams in a little bit later on another bet that I like in that game. But the Astros are a good dog today, taking on the Seattle Mariners. And then the last honorable mention is the Padres. A Padres team that is smoking left-handed pitching right now. I'm not going to bet them because it's not a good matchup in terms of getting a average or a below-average pitcher. They're going to see Clayton Kershaw. But their numbers suggest that maybe they can have some success today. The Dodgers are struggling offensively, and all the bullpen advantages go towards the Padres' favor. So Giants, Astros, Padres, honorable mention for a good underdog today. 5th inning, we call it Keep Swinging. We like to try and give out some hitting props on each show every day. Do we have anybody today?
Yes, so you know that I never really give out like batting props per se. I will look at some batters who do well against the pitchers, but this actually translates to a run line that I'm most likely going to hop on, and that is the New York Mets. We're going to go ahead and fade this Colorado Rockies bum, so to speak. And yeah, I'll let you talk on that because I know it's coming from you as well. Best price, though, that I can find on the run line for the Mets, which I don't take many run lines. I think last week was my first run line that I've ever taken. Or maybe it was this week, the Padres. It was the Padres. It was a 7-1 game, yeah. I know this sounds insane. So the money line on that game, I try not to tell people when the projections are ridiculous because in case I lose and then I get trolled. I'll tell you now that it's afterwards. The the money line I think was like minus 250 and I had it minus 400, which I think put him at 81% chance to win. And it did. It cashed 7-1. So I took the run line on that game. This is one I'm kind of navigating without some numbers because of the fact that the Rockies pitcher, I don't have any current projections or current season data for. Mm-hmm. But based on track record, we kind of know. We can kind of get that idea, that vibe. Best price is looking like minus 120, minus 125 roughly for the Mets run line, which is a price I'm not too afraid to play. It's at Citi Field, Mets are at home, all that. So you don't have the Coors Field altitude and everything to deal with, and you have some bad pitching, quite obviously. So you can talk about some batters or maybe that game as well.
Yeah, I gave out that price earlier at minus 109. It's a great spot here for the Mets. And people additionally love fading the Rockies in their first game coming off Coors Field. They generally don't perform well in that first game. So a lot to like about the Mets. I will talk about that one a little bit later on. Let me give you guys some hitting props today. Let's first talk about Juan Soto today taking on Clayton Kershaw. He's 2 for 11. That's a batting average of 182 with 3 strikeouts, so maybe look for Juan Soto to struggle today. On the flip side, Manny Machado should do really well in this game. He's 11 for 38, hitting 290 with 4 home runs off of Clayton Kershaw. So look for Machado to have a good day. If we flip it over to Orioles versus Braves, James McCann here for the Orioles. He's 0 for 9 up against Max Fried, so he's going to have a tough little day trying to figure out how to hit Max Fried. What about Gleyber Torres of the New York Yankees? He's 1 for 10 off Chirinos with 5 Ks, so look for Torres to struggle. And then let's go back to this Padres game. David Peralta, he's 10 for 26 up against Yu Darvish with 3 home runs, so I like David Peralta. So to recap, I like Machado and Peralta to have good days, and I look for Gleyber Torres, James McCann, and Juan Soto to struggle today. All right, 6th inning. It's a steal. You said Phillies. You said Boston Red Sox. What's going on in that game, Squirrel?
My steal is going to be something different. I'll say okay, Phillies is going to be my coming to a stretch because I really expect them to win. I'm going to say my steal is what I gave out last night. If you're following me on Twitter, if not, check out at Hockey Squirrel on Twitter for some of these overnight lines when I do decide to give them out. This one I thought was very off, and the market must have thought so as well. I took over 9 in that Oakland Athletics and Kansas City Royals game. I see Ryan Clymer in the Clymer in the chat there also likes this over, and that is a fantastic spot to be there, Ryan. See. Jason told you the same thing. I sent this to you last night too, Jason. I hope you got on it in the Athletics and Royals there. So over 9 minus 105, and I think at some places, if not, I haven't checked in the last half hour here, but some places were at 10 right before this show. Otherwise, 9.5 juiced minus 120. So to be beating that basically at this point by a full run is unbelievable. I mean, that's great closing line value, whether you win or lose. This is much like that Cardinals game. You start beating these games by 35 cents or better over time. That's going to add up to a very nice record for you. So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, let's say like that Oakland bullpen is awful. We see that both teams can put up runs on the offensive side, and I'm not sure about Kansas City's bullpen, but I can't attest to it being real great with the amount of runs I just saw Baltimore putting up on them. There's just been probably 20 runs a game combined for those teams. So, yeah, I would by far, expect runs. I have this closer to 11 runs, so when I saw 9, I was happy about that.
Love it. Okay. All right. 6th inning. I'm going to give out my NRFI of the day where I'm going to go to Seattle and take on these Astros. Taking on the Mariners as my NRFI of the day. Best price is minus 145 for this NRFI. You've got Christian Javier. He's only given up 1 run in 6 starts while holding opponents' batting average to 100 with 7 Ks in those 6 starts. And then you got Luis Castillo. He's also given up 1 run in 6 starts. He's got a 182 opponent's batting average in the first inning with 6 Ks. So love that. These two teams are hitting the NRFI in the first inning at 71% of their games and 65% of their games. So love that. And you get two of the worst offenses right now in hitting right-handers. One's 30th, one's 29th. They're hitting 190 and 192 right now versus right-handers. So struggling teams, two good pitchers in the first inning. You could sign me up for a NRFI between those Astros and the Mariners at -145. It's time to give out our best bet of the day. And I need it. It's Cinco de Mayo. I'm probably going to go out tonight. Probably going to get a little heavy on that bar tab on those tacos. Going to need somebody to bail me out. What's your best bet today, Squirrel?
That will be the Philadelphia Phillies at -141 is what I was able to grab them on at Bet Online. That was a bit ago, pretty much right when I sent them out on Twitter there. I also gave it out in the Discord, which if you're interested in not only a community chat and being able to ask questions and learn while you place profitable bets, you get real-time notifications sent directly to your phone or tablet or computer, whatever your device is. And that's a big part of the service. I'm also writing that free ebook, so do be on the lookout for that. I'll take the Phillies there, and just to jump ahead a little bit in the double play, I'm going to go ahead and parlay that with the Mets. I'll take a Mets money line. We're already doing a parlay, so I'm not going to try to win by 2, even though I think that they do. I'll probably end up straight betting the run line, but in order to do that is, well, what would that be? It doesn't even give me the price. I got to put in +142. Yeah, +142 there. And then you've also reminded me, with the day being 5/5/23, I last drank alcohol 5/5/22. So it's been exactly 365 days. I am 1 year completely sober today. So that reminded me when you started talking about Cinco de Mayo and going out drinking. I was like, it's like I haven't drank in a year, exactly a year. So that's pretty cool, man.
It's your ass and make you full on quit.
It went very fast though. It went very fast. To be 365 days away from it, and I'm feeling great. I'm been playing hockey in real life, and joined a gym and been eating healthier. I've lost over the last year about 50 pounds, and so yeah, man, just life's going pretty well. And like I said, my focus right now is obviously on betting, but I want to take over kind of the niche thing of education and sports betting. I want to help people learn. There's just too many people throwing their money away every day. I feel sad about it, that people just have no clue about what break-even percentages are and what an EV is, or how the books even work from the other side of the counter. I want to educate people about that. I don't expect there to be a massive crowd, but for the ones that are willing to work and I want to surround myself with more intelligent people, and I can do that by making them more intelligent, and hopefully down the line, they can find edges and help me as well. So there's all that. That's pretty much what I got for the day.
All right. Well, my best bet of the day is obvious. Everybody already knows it. I put 5 units on it last night on Twitter. I'm going back to that Tigers F5 team total. I have no desire to regurgitate their numbers. We just played them 2 days ago, and it was a 2-unit play, and we got a first inning cash. Obviously, they're still crushing left-handers, so I'm not going to talk about what their numbers are. They are going up against Jordan Montgomery, which he's got some decent numbers across the board. You do got to give him credit. But obviously, I can't ignore what the Tigers are doing and what they've been doing to us, obviously, for the past 2 years. So that's the best bet of the day. Tigers F5 team total. They gave it to us at even money at 1.5. What? Mm-hmm. Yeah, sign me up. This is also your bonus dog of the day that I talked about there in long shots. It's absolutely those Tigers. They get the better offense by a mile. You're talking top 3 versus left-handers up against bottom 10 up against left-handers and what the Cardinals are doing, and they're going to see Matthew Boyd. Matthew Boyd doesn't have that great numbers, but he's going up against a struggling offense. Better bullpen, decent advantages, not huge advantages for the Tigers, but across the board, they do get the advantages in every single statistical category, so like that. And then, Boyd versus Montgomery, you probably do get the edge to Montgomery, there by a little bit, but then you factor in the Tigers offense, and that tips your favor, obviously, back on your scale. So I do like the Tigers today as a dog. But yeah, best bet, Tigers F5 team total. Everybody already knew that.
Tips your favor back in your scales?
Yeah, I said it the wrong way. I clearly said it the wrong way. Clearly.
It's all right. All right.
All right.
Hey, so I just...
What?
Oh, I was gonna say I just decided I'm taking randomly. This is random. I haven't made an NBA bet for quite a while. It's gonna go Nuggets and Suns under 225.
Okay, there you go. There's a little bonus to pick. Nuggets, Suns under 225. I'm going to parlay today. Not with actual money. Just want to tell you guys what the hell I would parlay today. I would parlay those Diamondbacks. Squirrel's right? They're favored, but, not maybe like that big of a favorite. But they are favored. They have all the advantages across the board. But give Josiah Gray's credit. Boy, this was a guy that was an auto fade last season. He's not an auto fade this season. Whatever he did in the offseason. And he's a young pitcher. That's why when I look at his numbers, like, okay, you could see where he would get better as opposed to like a veteran maybe just off to a good start. This guy is young. Maybe he has gotten better. But the Diamondbacks still check out better across the board. So I do like them today up against the Nationals. And I would parlay them with the Royals. Maybe the game does likely go over, as Squirrel had said. But I think the Royals can come out on top. Better offense, better bullpen. From a starter perspective, it's a little better, but it's not that much better of a Muller. A Singer can get hit in his own right. But then you factor in a weak Athletics offense. All right, I'll go ahead and take the Royals and the Diamondbacks money line parlay, and it comes in at plus 154. Let's throw up our bets, and then let's get it on into rapid fire, where I will expand a little bit more on that Mets-Rockies game. Let's throw up your bets first, which I've only got 3 from you. Maybe he'll have some more a little bit later on in his Discord. Of course, all that information
those
is down
are those are the only 3 I actually have right now, other than the Nuggets and Suns under 225, which I just decided on. So,
bet it?
Other than that, let's take a look at the current market, because a lot can change over 30 to 60 minutes.
All right, let's do it. We'll look at the latest numbers. We've got some best bets today in the chat. We've got Braves money line as a best bet today from Ryan. He went ahead and parlayed that with that Astros Mariners NRFI. Can't wait to see you get a nice, good, probably near plus 200 hit right there. You've got Corey coming in with Houston F5 money line. That one's, man, neither of those offenses are obviously worth a damn right now. Like it though. 2 good pitchers. That one smells like an under, but then like the F3 under was 1.5. I think the F5 was like, it's just low numbers across the board. The game's at 7, but it's justified because the offenses are struggling. Tigers are playing another lefty on Sunday. I didn't realize that. I hadn't looked ahead, but thanks to Corey, we already know what Sunday's best bet is. So that means it's Steven Matz. That could be another 5-unit banger. If they give me anything near, because Steven Matz is way worse than Jordan Montgomery. If they cash tonight up against Jordan Montgomery, hell, you might as well just go to like a 10-unit play up against Steven Matz. He is nowhere near as good as Jordan Montgomery. All right, thank you, Corey, for that inside information. Love it. And Ed, appreciate the nice comment there for the Hockey Squirrel. Let's jump on into it. We got day baseball here in Chicago. We got the Marlins taking on the Cubs with an over-under of 9.5. Marlins coming in here at plus 140. Cubs coming in at plus 165. Steele up against Cabrera. This matchup took my money 5 days ago. I was on the Cubs F5 run line, and the game finished 2-2, I think, after 5 innings. I'm going to go ahead and dump this in a parlay, obviously, but I like the over, repeat pitching matchup, all that good stuff. I'm going to like the Cubs. Justin Steele is just really dynamite. So give me the Cubs and give me the over.
Yeah, I saw a lot of money coming in on the over as the line was pushing up towards 9.5. Pretty much painted 9 minus 120 everywhere. I have the game a bit lower than 9 there, so I don't know if I'd want an under. This is a game I was checking the wind on last night as well, being that it is played at Wrigley Field, and I think it was 10 to 12 miles an hour south, which I looked at the orientation of the ballpark as well, and I think it's northwest. So if it's blowing south-southeast, that would be inward wind at 10 or 12 miles an hour. I don't know if that's enough to like really impact the game greatly, being 10 miles an hour, but it's certainly not nothing. So I might try for an under here. Not sure yet, but I certainly have the projection lower, and the wind is favored, for an under. If you're going to have it blowing any which way, inward is where you'd want that to be. So
go ahead and share this.
As far as a money line, I have it 150 either way. So that's pretty.
That's live right now.
No, I understand.
No, I know. I'm just showing our viewers and letting them know that covers.
No, I understand. This is what I'm saying, though. It's like, unless that changed, this is what I don't get, is some websites will say they'll have that arrow and it'll be pointing like outward that way, right? But then if you look at the orientation of the ballpark, if that is showing north, like the way that this is, then if I go to like weather.com and look at Chicago, Illinois, it'll be a south wind, which doesn't make sense with that arrow. That's what I don't get. It's like if I check like four different websites, some tell me that it's blowing in, some tell me it's blowing out. So I don't know which one to trust.
And Corey said in the chat, I never knew it before I lived here, but something Friday afternoon games when the weather is good in Chicago, it's just run heavy. I don't know what it is. You know, it's always shitty weather around here. Maybe it's just we don't really get good weather that often, and when it comes, people are so excited to get outside. So maybe that just lifts everybody's spirits. You do get a repeat pitching matchup, which should favor the hitters more times than not. I don't know. It smells like an over. It smells like an over to me. That wind is kind of blowing out. I don't really know what the hell's going on with that wind, but there you go. Covers.com is a great website if you're looking at. If you're curious as to know which way the wind blows. We get a Blue Jays and Pirates with an over-under of 9. Blue Jays at minus 145. Pirates coming in at plus 125. I'm going to take the Blue Jays right here, doing really good versus left-handers. Their bullpen advantages check out as well. I'm worried, though, that the Pirates may hit Chris Bassett, but I expect the Blue Jays to hit Rich Hill a little bit more. So I'll just go Blue Jays money line.
I would too. I have the Blue Jays at minus 139, so pretty much dead on with where it is. I saw briefly one of the market maker books, the Pinnacles and Circas and all that kind of dropped down into the upper 120. So I was a bit excited because I was going to hop on the Toronto Blue Jays one, but I think they're pretty much right where they should be. I have this total at 10. I think it was at 9. So maybe an over, but Blue Jays or the overs is where I'd be on that.
Yankees and Rays over under of 8.5. Yankees at plus 155. Rays at minus 180. Where they're 17-2 at Tropicana Field. I was watching that game yesterday, and the broadcast crew put up the stats, of their stats only at home. Boy, that was one hell of a graphic. They're untouchable at home. So minus 180. Man, that's a great parlay piece. Yankees struggling. Cashman came out yesterday, blamed it on the injuries. I'd blame it on Cashman. You're the one that wants to sign every goddamn player over 30 years old. Like, no shit, they're always hurt. So, give me the Rays, of course, at home. Or anywhere. They're just at home.
Yeah, I have them priced at minus 174. So, again, right in there. And I have a low total for the game, but I think a lot of the totals are very low at Tropicana Field anyway. That's just kind of the ballpark factors there. For whatever reason, it's drives them down.
Okay.
So
we get the White Sox and the Reds over under of 8.5. White Sox at minus 105. Reds at minus 115. As we talked about in Around the Bases, this game's completely flipped in the public views and who's the favorite. We both like the Reds, so I'm not even going to dabble in the over-under. I like the Reds so much.
Yeah, and the fact that we got it at minus 102 was fantastic, or minus 104 in your case. I do like the over, though, too, and this is something that you objected to a little bit yesterday. I don't know if you feel any differently about it today with the over, but it's at 8.5 juiced, which to me, I would still gladly pay. I have it closer to 11, so, this is...
Nice. I mean, it's because of the White Sox bullpen. The only concern would be is you don't get all 9 innings out of the Reds. In theory, they're not going to bat in the bottom half of the 9th inning, so you lose a little bit of seeing
3 outs,
terrible White Sox bullpen. I almost pivoted to the Reds team total, but as I said, it's better offense, better starter, better bullpen. I can live with the result. They check off all the way across the board. So, all right, Red Sox and Phillies over under of 8. Red Sox at plus 130. Phillies at minus 150. Sale against Wheeler. I'm on the Red Sox team total. I'll take this one's tough for me because the Phillies just don't hit left-handers. I'm just going to stick with the Red Sox and maybe avoid the over-under. I know you're obviously on the Phillies.
I'm really happy with my 141. I don't know why, there was just like this brief moment that it dropped, and I was like, yeah, I'll take that. I have them at minus 168 for the Phillies. I think Chris Sale's probably going to get hit. I think that's probably a large reason for this. I don't know exactly why. Probably home field advantage added on to that too for Phillies. What would that be? Citizens Bank Park, I think.
Harper's back too. We haven't gotten enough numbers with Harper to know, whether you handicap in the last 10 days like I do or a season-long data. It's a completely different lineup, obviously, with Harper. So we don't really know, but Just be careful. This is definitely this smells like Minnesota Twins all over again, where Sale popped up with his one and only good start of the year. I mean, it's just
yeah.
you know.
Well, I'm happy with the line I got, and I'm okay with it. So yeah, I'll take the Phillies there and see what happens. And then we move into the Mets, right? Is that the next game?
Yeah, let's do this. Rockies and Mets with an over/under of 8. Rockies at plus 210. Mets at minus 250. The thing I wanted to expand about on this game is with Antonio Senzatella. There were 2 times last season we had 5-unit bets, and they came on consecutive days, and they came in the Rockies versus Cardinals matchup. The first day was up against Herman Marquez, and we got a good 5-unit cash. We ran that same bet back the next day against Antonio Senzatella when he didn't even go 2 innings. He tore his ACL trying to field a ground ball. But before that, he had given up 8 hits, 9 runs, and was just getting beat up by this Cardinals offense. This is a dream scenario again today up against this Mets team. This is a guy that is obviously working his way back from that torn ACL, had a couple tune-up starts in the minor leagues, and his minor league numbers, I looked it up because I was curious, what's he been doing this spring training? He's pitched 6.1 innings. He's given up 13 hits, 10 runs, and he does have 7 strikeouts, so maybe a strikeout per inning. But he is getting hit by minor leaguers. He's going to step right back into this major leagues and get hit. So then I was curious. I said, well, what did he do last season away from Coors Field? His ERA jumped up 2.5 runs away from Coors Field. His opponent's batting average was worse on the road. He gave up more home runs on the road and 14 less innings pitched on the road. This is not a guy that was just numbers were inflated because of Coors Field. Significantly worse on the road across the board. Love everything about the Mets today taking on this guy. I think he's going to have a rude awakening back in the majors today.
Yeah. So you must have got in early at Mets run line minus 109, huh?
Yeah, whenever I tweeted it. Whenever I tweeted it.
Yeah, it's another 10 cents worse, so that's good.
Let me jump on Bet Rivers. They're, as you know, of all the legal U.S. sports books, Bet Rivers / Barstools is always the one where they're behind in terms of adjusting to what the rest of the market is seeing.
And PointsBet is arguably actually maybe even worse. And I say that because PointsBet, I think you get limited even freaking faster on PointsBet than Barstools and Bet Rivers. They're actually. It's bad over at PointsBet. I cannot recommend that book to anybody. You'll be if you win at PointsBet, you'll have maybe $4 you can bet there.
I wish I had $4.
They limit.
I can back that up. So everybody knows I'm documented the last 2 seasons winning over 100 units in both 2021 and 2022. If I want to go bet a player prop on PointsBet, I can only put down $2.50. That's how much I'm limited. They don't let me do any more of their promos. I can't earn free bets over there. I don't have that reward section on my account. I could get down as much money as I want on an over or a money line. But what a game prop or a player prop, I'm limited to $2.50. And just to highlight that point, being up over 100 units in each of the last 2 seasons, no other book has limited me in any fashion. It's only PointsBet. So yeah, they don't like winners on their platform whatsoever.
No book does. Well, that's not true. The only ones that do are bookmaker.eu, Pinnacle, and the Circa model, and if you're in Vegas, South Point. And there's not many though. There's not many books. FanDuel's really good though. FanDuel's good for regulated. It's probably the most respectable of the legal apps here that we have is FanDuel. But PointsBet's terrible. So that's that.
Twins and Guardians over under of 8.5. Twins at minus 120. Guardians at even money. This one was a tough one in handicapping, and there weren't really advantages to be had. Really,
I have it exactly at even money. I really do. I wasn't even mad today when I saw the Guardians getting bought back pretty hard on the money line there. They were closer to plus 120, plus 115, and they got bought all the way down right to even odds, I think. So yeah, I'm not surprised really, not upset either. I have the total at 8.2, well, 8.25 basically for runs. I don't know where it's actually at.
It's tough. It's 8.5. This was This felt like a coin flippy kind of game, and it kind of looks like that. I'm gonna
I'll say no pick until unless the game really takes off one way or the other to make it, not even. Then your value is just going to be on whatever side of the coin flip you're getting plus money on.
Yeah, I would. And in this matchup, because I do have it kind of a coin flip, give me the Guardians at plus money. I'll just take the plus money.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, but if they become a favorite, don't be shy to take the 20. I mean, it's literally a 50-50. So if you're getting, at some point today at 5:30 or 6 o'clock or whenever this game's starting, if you get on one side, plus 120, plus 115, it's probably worth a shot.
Take it, yeah. Orioles and Braves over under of 8. Orioles coming in at plus 180. Braves coming in here at minus 210.
Braves are 210?
Minus 210.
Yeah, minus not by mine. I have them minus 173.
Yeah, they're not that big of a favorite. I know it's been a popular kind of discussion here in the chat. The Orioles, their offense numbers versus lefties don't justify a plus 180. It should be a smaller dog. I'm going to hop on the plus 180 Orioles. They've got a better bullpen than the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, I would. I would too. I would do that. And let's see, what is I have 9.7. Oh, so an over.
Over? Yeah, that's a good little.
I have 9.7 as and you can get even odds for the over 8.5.
If they can get to Fried, then that game's going to go way over because the Braves should certainly get to Kremer, and then you're sitting. Really
and there's probably an overvaluing for that reason, right? I mean, an overvaluing of Max Fried to pull the game under, to pull the total lower. Yeah, I would take the over in that game probably before I'd even take the Orioles, because then you're just hoping for runs either way, or if one team gets smashed, 6-3 or something, you're good. You win.
We got the Athletics and Royals over under of 10, where you tweeted out last night over 9, so you're sitting pretty right here with the over 10.
And minus 105. I was very happy with that line.
Plus 135 for the Athletics, minus 155 for the Royals. I do like the Royals winning. I'm just going to stick to the money line and avoid an over or under. Like the over, but I like the Royals money line a little bit better.
Yeah, sorry. What's this guy signing up for? I'm sorry. I was reading the comments.
Because one guy likes the Vegas Knights in the chat, the other guy likes the Edmonton Oilers. I told him to go battle head to head on Bet Openly. Have a little. Yeah,
that's an incredible series. But yeah, absolutely.
Just take the over, right?
Yeah, in the hockey games, yeah, probably.
We'll let you talk hockey at the end. Somebody wants to know any hockey lanes. We'll let you give out any opinions here at the end. Let's keep it going here with Tigers and Cardinals. 2 lefties on the mound with an over/under of 8. Tigers at plus 190. Cardinals at minus 255. Cardinals, they're my dog of the day. They're not my dog of the day. They were my Red Sox were my dog of the day. I like the Tigers. I like them. Come on, Tigers! I really need this banger to hit.
Got the game.
Come on, Tigers.
Got the game plus or minus 215, which when you add on the juice is like exactly where this is. So I can't say it's super valuable. Either way it goes, and I have a low projection for the total, so I'll say it goes under, but that feels kind of scary too. So I'll say under 8, but I don't want anything on the money lines.
Next game, I didn't know we were going to talk about, but since we've been doing this show, it looks like the Rangers have decided they are going to throw Dane Dunning up against Tyler Anderson with an over-under of 9.5. Rangers at plus 125, Angels at minus 145. Dane Dunning is no longer a starting pitcher. He is now a bullpen guy because you get him 2 times through a lineup and he starts getting hit really hard. Everybody remembers fading that bomb last season. He's not going to pitch long in this game. He's however long it takes for him to get through one time of that rotation, and he'll be right out of that ball game. So I will take – that makes it a little tough to handicap because you don't –
Who are they playing? The Rangers?
They're playing the Angels. I'm going to go Angels. Okay. Rangers are scuffing a little bit. That Angels bullpen is still top 5. Fantastic bullpen here in L.A.
Is this at Globe Life?
What's that?
Is this at Globe Life? Rangers home field?
What the hell is Globe Life? Oh, it's the name of – no, it's at in L.A.
Oh, okay. So Angel Stadium.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm building it because I can give you a projection on it. Just one sec.
Okay, sweet.
Just talk about something for a second. Delay the people. No, it's pretty quick.
Oh, okay. Dane Dunning, this guy's going to walk people. You're not going to get any props on this guy because he's going to pitch 2 innings and he's going to be out. But, boy, he was a fade. He's got no command of the strike zone. He walks a ton of batters, gives them hard contact. He's been a bullpen guy. I mean, just look at this.
Who's the Angels pitcher today?
Tyler Anderson, the left-hander.
Okay.
Good guy. Was with the Dodgers last season. He's another one of these lefties that his soft contact kind of guy. He's good. I like the Angels. I think they'll certainly get it done.
All I need left is the Rangers lineup here for the batting order, which is good, and I can give you a projection.
Okay. Love it.
That will be... We'll see if I'm even close. If I'm not close, I'm going to be sad about this.
Not close. Bet it.
I think that's Angels like roughly minus 125, which is
shocking.
Yeah, I mean, if the line's 125, that puts the Rangers right on. I mean, they're plus 125, and then
we got the Angels at minus 145. So.
Oh, okay. I see. Offshore anywhere like the bookmakers bet on lines and all that is minus 136. Pinnacle's 133 for the Angels. So it's kind of in there. High projection on the total though. What's the total at? Is it high? Should be high.
9.5.
9? Ooh my gosh. Incredibly, somehow I'm closer to 12.
Okay.
So maybe look to an over.
Yeah, you can get that over at.
I see some 9.5s. We're at 9 minus 120 going to like 9.5 basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, I guess we'll expect a lot of runs then.
Yeah, it could be so. If the Rangers just want to go like each dude throws 2 innings and just go one time through the rotation, those games usually stay under. So that would make me nervous, but. Anyways, Dodgers and Padres with an over-under of 7.5. Dodgers at minus 120. Padres at even money. This is one of my honorable mentions, so I'm just going to stick with the Padres. I think they can pull it out at even money.
I have a minus 108, if that helps you. It's pretty close to even money. But, yeah, I think there was something that swayed me a little bit towards the Padres on top of that. I can't remember what. And then Petco Park, for some reason, drives these games under as well. So I have a lower projection on the total.
You got it much lower than 7.5?
Yeah, about 6, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, Nationals and Diamondbacks over under of 9. Nationals plus 160. Diamondbacks minus 190. Of course, they're my parlay piece today. I like them, and I do believe the game goes over 9. Over 9.
I have 9.56 on the total, and Washington being an underdog, but not at 164 or whatever I saw before. So I'll take the Nationals then on the money line today as an underdog.
Astros and Mariners over under of 7 with the juice heavy on the under. We get the Astros at plus 115, Mariners at minus 135. This game likely stays under with the offenses struggling. We like the NRFI in this game, and I like the Astros to pull it out at plus 115.
I'm projecting a very low 5 runs in the game. No joke.
These offenses are scuffling. Like I said, 2 worse than the MLB.
I don't know where the game actually is. I have Seattle as a minus 138 favorite. Is that close?
Yeah, it's minus 135.
Okay, cool. So yeah, under whatever. What's the under? 7?
7, yeah. That's the with like I said, the juice is heavy on the under. Hell, that may fall to 6.5 at some point today.
So why are we? Did you do an NRFI on this or something?
Yeah, my NRFI of the day. This is it.
Oh, great. Okay, maybe I'll hop on that. Is the juice unreal?
145. I mean, it's up there for sure. It's certainly up there.
Okay.
But to be honest, I didn't price check it. If I don't bet it with my own money, I don't really price shop it. I just kind of look at like 2 books. I think one was minus 145. The other one was minus 142. That's why I just said minus 145. Okay. But yeah, maybe you can find it a touch cheaper. Brewers and Giants over under of 8. Brewers minus 120. Giants coming at even money. I do like the Giants. Brewers just scuffling versus left-handers big time. Not that Manaea is going to overpower them, but I'll take the Giants at home at plus money.
Yeah, I have the total at 8.28, and it's right at 8, so that's pretty much on there. And Giants I have being plus 123, so Oh man. So okay, I can get the Brewers at minus 113. So then, therefore, that would be my more valuable play. And again, yeah, I don't think maybe these teams get crushed either way. Corbin Burns is on the mound. I'll take the Brewers at a 113. Small favorite.
Okay, for the people in the chat, we've got one hockey game they're asking about tonight. They're asking about the Hurricanes
Yeah.
and the Devils. That's the only game I see on tonight. And a couple people asked about some hockey leans.
It's tough, isn't it? I mean, you're at Carolina. I mean, the price is what makes it tough because you just watched Carolina Hurricanes win, I think 5-1, something like that at home. It feels like you're stealing when you get them at even odds for that kind of a thing. Makes me wonder what the price is going to be on the road. So I guess, for the weirdness of the price, not that I've really had time to dive too much into the stats, I would probably lean the Devils then to even up the series 1-1. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know why the price would be so low, but I'll say the Devils probably even it up tonight then.
I'm just curious what the over-under's at. You said game one was 5-1, so that's 6. We got 5.5. Heavy under.
Yeah.
The juice is way on the under. Thinking maybe a low-scoring game is the books.
Yeah, what I've been doing with these though is I haven't been betting like the main markets, so the money lines or the totals. I've been betting player props in these games. So that's really been my angle of attack because I don't know. I just think that's where I'm finding the larger edges.
Cool.
But
Love it. Love
had
it.
a few last night, dude. I had Austin Matthews yesterday to go under 4.5 shots on goal, and he got the 5th shot with 2 minutes and 7 seconds left in the whole game. So
I feel like I
just
could write a book. I feel like I could write a book on last batter K's that sunk my under. If you want to go, we got the long road we can go. We got however many people we got hanging out with us. We've all had losses like that. Those are not fun.
Oh, there was another one too where I had Tyler Sagan of the Dallas Stars under 2.5, and in the first period he shot the puck, got his own rebound, and shot the puck again. So there was 2 shots in like 2 seconds. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And he ended up exactly at 3. So yeah, had it not been for getting his own rebound, I would have won that one. Yeah, it's just the unlucky factors of how things pan out. But yeah, I think we got some great stuff today. So the Reds, the Phillies, and that over in the Oakland game. I'll probably hop on the Oakland Athletics. Probably will hop on a Cincinnati over. Washington Nationals. Yeah, there's a lot of games, but I'm really interested in just trying to find like the best large edges.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, make sure you hop on over to Hockey Squirrel. So when he knows there's an edge, you know there's an edge. HockeySquirrel.com is where you want to go. Everybody, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Cinco de Mayo. Have yourself a fantastic Friday and a good weekend. We look forward to seeing you back here on Monday. We'll break down Monday's slate and kick off another week here. Payoff pitch. Have a good one.
See you later.